this city, when the sun goes down, heroes rise.
Nightwatch
is back. It's back in New Orleans with the heroes you never forgot and new ones you haven't met.
We will do whatever it takes to keep that person alive.
When you ain't got nobody else, we'll still be here for you. Let's go save some lives tonight.
An A&E original series, Nightwatch, new season, Thursday at 10 on A&E.
Welcome, everybody, and it's AJ Heightman with GEMS, and welcome to the EMS Today Show. It's going to be very lighthearted. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight, and I can tell you that I am absolutely thrilled that Nightwatch is back in New Orleans. It's been around the country. It's been probably about 5 years since you were last on, and I think that the audience has really missed you. So welcome. The hit series returns for a new season. With one of the most dynamic EMS agencies in the country, New Orleans EMS. I've been there, I've ridden the streets, I've ridden the sidewalks and a few other places, and I just love your city. Each of the 1 hour episodes is going to chronicle the sacrifice, heroic efforts of all of your responders. I want to talk to you today a little bit about the whole format of the whole thing, but New Orleans is a city filled with rich culture, vibrant community, and an amazing, amazing array of EMS calls. Some of the most bizarre EMS calls that you'll ever see. You couldn't script it. Well, maybe Ellen Ray from A&E could script it, but you really can't script all of this stuff. Joining me tonight is EMS Chief Bill Salmeron and two Nightwatch cast members. I call you cast members, but oh, you're going to be beloved members of the family. We have Captain Paramedic Keeley Williams. Hi, Keeley.
Hey, AJ.
And
nice
Keeley,
to be here.
Probably right after the last series ended, you were lieutenant, and now you're captain. So maybe your stellar performance on the show back then had something to do with that. And
I hope my stellar performance on the street helped out with that.
Yeah, always, and in the water. I'll talk about that in a little bit as well. And joining us tonight is a new cast member, Shaquille Harris. Welcome, Shaquille.
How you doing? Thank you.
How's it going? Good to have you. We also in the background have our public information officer, Jonathan Fourcade. And Jonathan, welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. Chief, tell me what your impression is. Are you on pins and needles about what the nation sees from your cruise?
Well, fortunately, I have the opportunity to look at all of the raw cut episodes before they hit the TV, so I can't give away too many secrets, but I will tell you that 44 Blue and A&E are a great group to work with. They do great high quality production. The shows always look great, and so I think our fans are going to be really, really happy with this season.
That's great. And leading up to the premiere last Thursday, there was a 1 hour special hosted by Sherman and our friend Titus, Tero, and it was really good. I watched it. I rewound. I watched a bunch of it. It introduces Shaq and the rest of the new cast members, and I don't like to keep calling you cast members because God, even looking at those past episodes and some of the horrific calls that were on, the eyeball call, a bunch of the calls, they're all very memorable, and I think that was a very well produced 1 hour segment, and I believe people can search for that and online be able to watch it. So I'd really recommend that you watch it so you become familiar with all of the new team members this year. We premiere as this show ends. You're going back out in the streets, and people will be seeing the premiere of it all. So Keeley, are you excited about being back?
I'm extremely excited. It's been a long time coming.
For people who don't know New Orleans EMS, explain what the sprint car is, because they're going to see you in the sprint car, and this season they're going to see Holly, who they saw 5 years ago, who became very popular on the series. She's now a sprint car lieutenant, am I right?
That's correct. Holly got promoted to lieutenant. Our lieutenants and captains are exclusively sprint car response. And we do have a couple of other people that aren't what we call rank. They're not lieutenants or captains, but they are FTOs, and they will also be in sprint from time to time.
And what Sprint does is even more than being a supervisor. You can hop on calls. You've been at many calls first on the scene, as I remember the last episodes.
Correct. We try to respond to our most critical calls where, extra hands are needed. We try to get to the scene as quickly as possible and as safely as possible in order to get ALS started with the patient.
Yeah, and I think for people that are watching, one of the reasons I like the sprint car concept is it's a really good backup. There's a lot of calls where you could be handling the PIO and the other crowd control issues. Remember, even in last week, they showed the episode with Ken Bouvier when things got out of control real quick, and it was good that he can jump out and separate a really irate, I guess it was a brother or somebody who happened to be on the scene. So it's all unpredictable in New Orleans. Shaq, how long you been doing this?
Been in EMS since 2012. Been a paramedic since 2014, and just every step and every new shift is a chance to grow, a chance to learn something new, learn something to help you, just provide that better care to your patients.
So were you a New Orleans EMT before you were a medic?
No, I wasn't a New Orleans EMT before I was a paramedic.
Okay, so you joined here as an existing paramedic?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but you still had to go through the FDO process and were nervous probably on your first shift, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. Just that feeling of coming into a new family, a new team, and just trying to absorb everything. It's a lot. New Orleans is an amazing service, and just to pick up everything to learn and apply it on a daily basis, it's definitely one of a kind experience.
I think you hit on a tip here, and I attached the clips of Holly's intro to the series this year, and it really talks about a family. I think everybody in New Orleans really is a family. You back each other up, and but how'd you feel when you had to go on that first shift with cameras all around you, watching you 360? Did you make sure that your ears were clear, your hair was all down, you're all set? Were you nervous? Were you nervous when you had to go on that first televised call?
It's more of a, a lot of us, we're comfortable at what we do, and we're very confident, and in a good way. You go out there and every call, every shift, every patient, you're going to give that 100% no matter what the situation is. And it's just keeping that in mind, and that's what we do. We're going to give that 100% all the time.
Well, I go back a long way with New Orleans EMS, and I'll make you my comment from my years of experience is that what you see on the show is what you really get. I mean, I think every single call, I remember my wife, when she first watched the first couple of episodes, said, well, everybody's baby and this, and we'll never leave you alone. And I said, that's the way it is. I mean, tattoos, whatever it happens to be, is New Orleans EMS. And to know New Orleans EMS, you have to spend time on the streets of New Orleans and in some of the taverns, I won't say bars, but bars, and enjoy the food and enjoy the people. And you have to understand that New Orleans is not just what you see when you see Mardi Gras. There's a lot of darker, high crime areas, just like there is in every urban center. And you guys see it all. So Chief, tell me a little bit, are we going to see an interaction with some of the fire responders as well this season?
So this season is only New Orleans EMS, unlike the past seasons where you saw in New Orleans Police Department and the Fire Department. This season will only be New Orleans EMS. And so obviously you're going to see a lot more of our staff. You're going to see several different crews, do their job on their night shift. And so, but you will still see our interactions with other public safety, police, fire, other departments that we work with on a nightly basis.
Well, I think that's important, and I love the whole EMS aspect, but I will miss the wolf pack approach, because I think that the wolf pack approach, to the way they would circle and stop some of the crimes and get the perpetrators, is always very interesting. But when that was going on, I was interested because I have a background in that as well. But my love is really EMS. So we're really going to be in the box. We're going to be on the scene. We're not going into the ER this year, I understand, right? We're not going to take patients into the ER. And that has to do with a lot of HIPAA concerns, and it has to do with a lot of the COVID. So, you know, we're going to see a lot of masks, I'm assuming, right, Keeley?
All the time. Yes, sir. Since the pandemic hit, we've been wearing masks, and to this day, we still are.
Yeah, and you guys have always been very safe about that. And the real concern that I always have, and we did in the early days of the pandemic, is that everybody comes to New Orleans. So they're from all different areas, and you're never really going to know who's bringing what into the city, whether it be COVID-19 or something else. So, you know, I really appreciate you guys opened up the city again. You got great medical direction and great skills. I mean, I think that's one of the comments I got from people years ago was that, oh my God, are they really that good at putting lines in? Are they really that good? Yes. Yeah. Chest, you know, decompression, all of those things. It's what we do. So you really do represent us. And I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Keeley, what hit you when you heard the show was coming back? How'd you feel?
Well, I was excited, and it's been a long time coming, and just excited to see the new people. You know, we're gonna have a bunch of new crew members on, and just excited to see it.
And A&E's done a great job, and I think that they tried to diversify it and go to other cities, and those cities did a great job all around the country. I watched every one of them, and you know, I'm kind of a critiquer in my head, and I'm always looking at the EMS skills. But one thing I'll say is really the personality of Nightwatch. People were spoiled because the first couple of seasons it was all New Orleans, and then they had to go to various other areas, and they didn't quite understand it all. They didn't, you know, they were expecting, I think, the same attitudes and the how you doing, baby, and all, and it just, you know, for me, it was great at their skills and their dedication, but it just didn't have the same feel. So I'm interested in seeing now, Bill, you've seen some of the clips, so you know if it has the same feel and appeal, but you're in the hot seat now. You're in the top seat. So you'll be like me after every episode, somebody's going to be on social media critiquing what's going on. How do you feel about that?
Well, you know, it's come in all of our seasons, actually. You know, you get all kinds of comments, you know, through social media and other avenues of, you know, of people who either like what we do or don't like what we do. And people will critique the smallest things, that you might miss something in the show, but your viewers are going to pick up, you know, the very minute details. And sometimes they pick it to death, and sometimes they love it. And we get all the comments in between. And I will tell you, you know, our folks, what you see on camera is what they are. You know, this is not scripted. This is their personalities. All of our folks that are on camera, they have a great bedside manner, as you're going to see, as you have seen in the past, and as you will see this season. You know, so the babies and the mama and all this, you're going to hear that. It's common, right? And that bedside manner that really makes a difference when you're doing patient care really comes out in New Orleans. And that's the relationship that we have with our community, is that we're able to relate to them, and we're able to, you know, get on our patients' level and make them feel comfortable, because we are with them during their darkest hour. And so by, you know, by relating to them and being able to speak to them and help them feel better about everything, really does help them. And as far as skills, you know, our guys, I'm biased, but I'm going to say that our guys are the best in EMS. You know, we have a lot of sick patients in New Orleans. We see a lot of different call types, a lot of violence calls, shootings, stabbings, everything in between. We work a lot of cardiac arrest, a lot of sick people. And so you're going to see that on the season, just as you have in the past. And I'm excited for everybody to see what we do and to be back in the Big Easy with us again.
Now, maybe you can't reveal it, but I mean, we've lived it, and personally, I'm a little tired of the whole COVID and the pandemic. I've lived it myself. Do we see any of the COVID trauma?
You know, COVID, it's still there. Everybody's in PPE, everybody's in mask, but I do like the way the producers haven't overwhelmed the viewer with COVID. You're still doing your normal EMS business. people are still getting shot. They're still falling off of bikes. They're still getting in car accidents. They're still, having their eyeballs popped out, whatever it is. It's still happening, and it's still COVID. And so, but that's just part of the job, right? Just adds an extra layer of a complicated situation to our staff. But I'm telling you, our staff, even with COVID, they're taking care of the patients regardless of what their complaints are. But you, as you can see, the show is going to be the normal Nightwatch show, just with some added PPE.
Well, I'm thrilled because I don't want the public to continue to think that all we do is transport COVID patients.
Oh,
And
no,
there have been people in the country who've said, oh, I hear a siren and I know it's a COVID patient. No, what you're going to see is the normal mix of what's going on in EMS. And you still have the heart attacks and the strokes and the array of penetrating objects, I'll put it that way.
Right.
Keeley, are we going to see you diving into the water at all?
No, AJ, I've given that part up.
Oh.
I'm a little bit older. I have 2 children now, so I got to play it a little bit safe.
Well, good. We'll push Titus or somebody else in the water now and let him swim
Yeah.
around. So are we going to see Nick? Is Nick going to be back again?
Nick went on to work for the coroner's office.
Ah, okay.
He no longer works for New Orleans EMS. He's actually over at the coroner's office now.
Well, see, we'll miss him because he was one of our key people and a very bright person. So
Yeah, we miss him.
none of your patients end up with Nick. We'll just leave it that way.
Right.
But we do see an array of trauma cases, and I see you're still running the curved top brawn ambulances. Is that correct?
Yeah,
That's correct.
But you got bigger bumpers since the last series, I noticed. Am I right?
yeah. Our newer ambulances, we've added the Boston bumper to the front, so it has been battle tested thus far in collisions, and so it has saved damage to the trucks, as we have already seen. So the other vehicle maybe not so lucky, but ours is faring pretty well. So
that's the name of the game. Be a winner. How about the growler sirens? Still got those?
Oh yeah, the howlers. Yes, they are.
Howlers.
Yeah, we have a very unique siren in the city. If you talk to anybody in public safety, they know our trucks versus other trucks. They certainly do. So, and when you're listening to the different sirens in the city, because in the city there's a siren every single minute of the day, you know the difference between our ambulances and the other ones just simply by the howler. So,
I'd be remiss if I didn't talk a little bit about something that always impressed me, and that was the people, the film crews. Can anybody tell me about their good exchange? The film crews always seemed like to be part of the team. Same on this series?
Yeah, definitely, AJ. These guys are the most professional people that I've ever worked with. I mean, all the way from episode 1 to episodes that are being filmed now. When we get on scene, those guys disappear. We have no idea where they're at, what they're doing. We are just doing our thing. So the fact that, you don't even know your film crew is around is really good.
And that's the folks in 44 Blue Productions, all right?
That is 44, absolutely, 44 Blue Productions.
Now they have preset cameras. So when you come on shift, you know that you're going to be like the followed crew. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Tell our audience a little bit about how that is. When you come on, do you know before your shift that you're going to be the crew?
We have a lineup that comes out for filming each week. And of course, there can be adjustments that are made if somebody's out sick or whatnot. But for a week at a time, we know who's going to be filming on what day, who's doing interviews at what time. We have a whole schedule out for that.
So it adds a whole other dimension to it. So the interviews are done separate from your on-street time.
That's correct.
You get a chance to see the clip and then you narrate, you talk about the call.
We don't actually get to see a clip or anything like that. We don't see any film until it actually shows on Thursday nights. So we don't see anything like that. What they do is they ask us, they say, hey, here's call A, this is what happened. And then they start asking us questions about it.
Okay, and then they dub it in just like exceptionally well. It's always dubbed in so well.
Yeah, they do their film stuff. 44 Blue is amazing. The people are amazing. Their productions are amazing. I mean, I can't say enough about those guys. They take everything like they're very personable, you know, from the top to the bottom. They know you by name. And, you know, you could be the head of 44 Blue and Rasha knows your name. So, and all the way down to a production assistant. They know you and they treat you like family. And, you know, those guys become our family. You know, we do worry about them on some scenes. I know when I'm going to calls, I do have some concern if we're going on a shooting or something like that, or a wreck out on the interstate. You know, I have some concern for them because they're just like my crew members, you know. But those guys are really safe and, you know, like I said, they do what they do and they're very professional at it.
You do a little debrief with them after the call so that they know what the key segments were, or you leave that up to Ellen and the rest of the producers to be able to find those good clips? Who helps them find? Because they always find the jewels.
Oh, that's 44 Blue people.
Yeah.
All the film gets sent back to them and 44 Blue does their thing.
Crazy. It's amazing. Shaq, how'd you feel about it all? You excited for this thing to happen?
Definitely some excitement. As Captain Keeley was saying, you know, the film crew, 44 Blue, they're awesome. You know, they quickly become, you know, like family and get you acclimated with everything that's going on as well. So definitely excitement. Definitely excited to see how everything gets put together, you know?
So Shaq, are you with the same partner every crew? Or do you change partners?
Yes, I'm with the same partner every shift, yes.
All right, so who's your partner this year? That's going to be another cast member. Who is it?
My partner this year is Jay.
Jay?
Yeah, Jay Harrison.
Harrison?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Is he, who's the dominant one? Are you the shy one? Is he the aggressive one? Who's the Johnny? Who's the Roy? Tell me.
We go hand in hand. We feel off each other, man. So we really have that bond that just, you know, meshes together real well, and, you know, we get it done together.
And on a given shift, do you alternate who's in the back?
It depends on the level of call, the level of service. If it's a basic life support type of call, then Jay will be in the back. Anything ALS or potentially it could be ALS, I'll be in the back with the patient.
Okay, so is Jay an EMT?
He's an EMT, correct.
Okay. So if it's a real worker call, then does somebody else drive the ambulance so two of you can be in?
No, Jay will be driving the ambulance and I'll be in the back.
All right. And if you have to go along, then you get somebody like Keeley to jump in the back, right?
Hey, I don't have to mess with 32 Soul Patrol too much.
They know what they're doing, is that right?
They got that stuff squared away.
You want to tell me about any of the other kids? Because I call them kids because of my age, but you know,
you and me both, AJ.
You know, but I'm so jealous. You know, I'm always going to be the red lights and siren guy. You know, and I'm always a patient care guy. When I do ride-alongs, I just, you know, my juices get filled, but you know, my carpal tunnels can't lift stretchers anymore. But I sure would if I could. How about some of the other new people that we'll see this year? Got any names you want to tell me? I don't want to forget anybody, but.
I think that, you know, you're just going to have to watch the premiere tonight. They're going to have a bunch of the new crews on tonight. And then I believe next week they will introduce the remaining crews. But they're all pretty awesome. They're great paramedics and EMTs, and they're a bunch of characters.
Yeah, and I think for anybody who's watching, if you go back and you search for last week's episode, where it was that review of interesting calls and introduced some of the new cast, and I think that's great. I'm really excited. I was there for the premiere party when we were in town, and that was a lot of fun. And of course, we can't do that this year, but because of COVID. But trust me, when all of that drops down and I come to New Orleans, we'll have some gumbo and, you know, some boudin or whatever else we got to get to be able to tilt a drink to the cruise. I want to wish you all the greatest success, and I'll be following. I'll be doing my little AJ commentary on GEMS. So I want to wish you all the very best. I think what I'm going to close with, if I can get it over here, I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show a video clip that really talks about the family. And of course, Holly is our narrator and people will remember Holly. So let me see if I can share this with you. And here we go.
Hey, how's it going, Holly?
At New Orleans EMS, we are a family.
Hey, baby.
What's going on? What's up, baby?
The reason we do this job day in and day out is because we truly love this job. But because of the COVID pandemic, this is the toughest time we've ever had.
Here, let me check you.
When the news first kind of came about that we have this deadly virus and it's right here in my community around me and around my child, that was the first time I've ever been scared of this job.
He's gonna jump on with Tandy and Thomas.
That is perfectly fine.
Every day is today the day that I'm gonna get COVID?
We all good today?
Schedule's full. Nobody called in.
Perfect.
I questioned whether or not this was the job that I was supposed to be doing. That was terrifying.
Oh my goodness. All right, well, I'm gonna get out there.
See you out there, Holly.
But I've always felt like this job was made for me, and I was made for this job. And New Orleans EMS has always overcome every obstacle. It's because we work together. It's because we are a family. And so despite the dangers, those that are still here, it's because they were made for this job.
We got MSS, we got masks, we got N95s.
The world has changed, and New Orleans has changed. We may look a little different, but what fuels us is still the same.
Let's go save some lives tonight.
We love this job, and we love this city. And that's what drives us when we head out on the night shift.
How about that?
Yeah.
Exciting.
What I want to say to the audience is be very gentle. Understand that we now live in a society where everyone is filming everything that you're doing. It's going to be very easy for me or anybody else to kind of pick apart some of the episodes, but I know from riding with New Orleans EMS that you're in the best medical hands, you're in the best trainers, and you got one of the best chiefs that you have in the country. So God bless you all, and please fist bump everybody from the cast and fist bump everybody from Blue Productions. 44 Blue is a great company, and congratulations. Stay safe.
Thank you, AJ.
Thank you, AJ. Bye.
Bye.